Hey, what's up everybody? Deep Sky Dan here, and yes, I am finally back. Finally, after a long, brutal summer of nothing but clouds and rain and heat and moisture, fall has finally arrived here in Nagano, Japan. I'm excited. Cooler nights, cooler days, and that means more smartphone Astro for you guys and for me. And I'm excited because tonight Jupiter is at opposition, and I'm getting ready to pack up the car to go to a special area and do some video imaging on Jupiter. I'm going to show you guys how to do that tonight. And like I said, Jupiter is at opposition, closest point to Earth, much brighter, a little bit bigger, and hopefully we can pick up some of those details tonight. Now, two important things to note: the atmosphere and seeing conditions. With cooler weather, hopefully the atmosphere is a lot less disturbed, a lot more calm, and hopefully tonight with some of this cooler weather, the humidity has gone away and seeing conditions will improve drastically. Those are the two most important things tonight, and I think we might have those tonight. Hopefully the clouds stay away, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm super excited to show you guys how to do this. We're gonna do some pro video mode on our phone tonight, and then later take that video, put it in the PC and process it, hopefully get a nice image of Jupiter. At least that's the goal. So I'm getting ready to pack up the car here right now and head over to my little spot. So I'll see you guys in a little bit when I get set up. Alright guys, I got my car here at my location that I like to come to. As you can see behind me, I've got a nice wide open field here. And in this area, there's a couple different parks around here that the local high school uses. Now I've imaged from the same area from my M33 Triangulum Galaxy. If you saw that video, I'm here in the same exact location. It's just a wide open view. Now I do have some power lines here, but they're not going to get in the way. Jupiter and Saturn are going to be coming up right through here, so I'm going to have a nice clear field of view to image these guys tonight. I'm excited. The sun's going down. It's a beautiful sunset. It's cool out. It's perfect. I've got blue skies right above me here. I'm excited. I'm gonna get set up. I'll see you guys in a little bit. As you can see, I've gotten set up here. It's starting to get dark. The sun has finally gone down behind the mountains. And we got some blue skies, some thin clouds up here. Hopefully those go away. I'm gonna wait for it to get dark so I can get polar aligned over here in the north, and then do my 3-star alignment. And hopefully we can get Jupiter when it comes up over here behind me. I'm looking forward to it. Jupiter 2022 opposition. I'm excited. I hope you are too. And don't worry, if you couldn't get out and get your own Jupiter at opposition, you can always do this anytime over the next month or so. It doesn't have to be at opposition, but tonight obviously is optimal because it's the closest to Earth. So yeah, I might be a little overexcited, but hey, anyway, man, let's get going and rocking and rolling. All right, guys, see you in a little bit when it's dark. I am all set up. I got my polar alignment done. I got my 3-star alignment done. That went okay. I've got my telescope pointed over at Saturn right now. It is visible in the sky. There are some clouds roaming around. Hopefully it stays clear enough so I can get Jupiter in a little bit. But for now, I've got Saturn in the eyepiece. And basically, this is just my Edge 8. And I've got a Celestron star diagonal in 1.25" and an 1.25" Explore Scientific 62-degree 9mm eyepiece. This is probably the best, highest power eyepiece that I have. I do have some other high piece ones, but they're just basic Orion Plosal eyepieces. I really don't use those. but this one is a really good high power eyepiece. So I've got it in there. Everything looks really nice. The atmosphere doesn't look too bad right now, and clarity looks really good. But we'll see how the night goes. It could get more humid. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to go ahead and tinker around with Saturn here, see if I can't get some video of it and maybe produce an image to post up on my social media account. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with that, guys. I'll see you in a little bit when it's time for Jupiter. I've got my Pro Video mode open here in my phone, and I'm currently pointed at Jupiter. It is about 30 or so degrees above the horizon, and I've got it zoomed in on my phone here. I'm currently at ISO 50, speed 1 to 90, and I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it on the phone here or not, but the atmosphere is absolutely ripping across Jupiter. It is just, I mean, ripping across there. This is the angle that you do not want to video Jupiter or visually look, because you're just going to get a ton of atmosphere. It's best to wait when Jupiter rises at its highest point, away from all that atmosphere, so you're not shooting through so much, and you're going to get a much cleaner image, because right now it is absolutely a blurry mess, and I can see the waves going across the face of Jupiter. Again, I'm not sure you're going to be able to see it on video here, but I've got it zoomed in on my phone. Hopefully you can see it. I'm going to go back to Saturn and wait for this to get much higher. All right, I've got Jupiter in the video screen in pro video mode right now, guys. Unfortunately, I've had a ton of clouds tonight. Absolutely ridiculous. Seems like the moisture just doesn't want to cooperate tonight. But I've got a clear patch of sky right now. So I've got Jupiter here lined up in the eyepiece. Now the first thing I did was I put my eyepiece in and I tried to focus with my eye and get a basic focus. Take my phone, open it in the Pro Video mode, put it in the XYZ, attach it to the eyepiece, and try to get the eyepiece centered into the field of view in Pro Video mode while that's open. And then what I've done is I've zoomed in on my phone zoom, and I've focused with the telescope itself, and now I've got the manual focus open on the Pro Video mode here, and I've fine-tuned the focus a little bit that way, and that way it never moves around. The focus stays the same. Now I'm using ISO 100 exposure 1 to 60. I've also got a L Pro filter in. The reason I'm using that is because it brings out a lot of the gas bands better. Jupiter is just so bright. If you don't tame that brightness, you'll those fine details in the gas bands, you'll miss them. Now you don't have to use that filter. Even a blue filter would really work good. If you have a blue filter, put that in and try it, and you'll see a difference. So I've got that in there, and you can see it actually looks not too bad. The atmosphere has calmed down a bunch now that Jupiter's gotten much higher. And seeing actually looks really good. So I'm excited. Finally got something here on the screen. So now that I've got it to this point, and I've got the focus where I want, and you can see it's starting to move out of the field of view there. So now that I've got the focus where I want it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in and maybe check that just a little bit more and try to get it and see if I can't fine-tune the manual focus just a tad bit more, and see if I can bring out some more of those details and just kind of eyeball it up and get it to a decent point. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to zoom out of that down to a 1 basic magnification, no magnification pretty much, actually down to a 1. And then I'm going to start to hit video on here just like this. I'm going to go ahead and start the video. Now I'm in a 9:16 format, UHD 60, which is the best I have on my phone. So now it is going to start videoing, and basically I'm going to go for a 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes at the most, because Jupiter spins so fast if you start to go past 3 minutes, even maybe even 2 minutes, I think you're going to start to get, it's going to blur out your details when you try to stack that video. But I'm going to usually let it go from 1 to 2 minutes. I think is really good here. It looks really good in the eyepiece, and I've got a nice clear patch of sky. The clouds have parted. I'm so fortunate right now to get Jupiter at opposition. I can't tell you, because I've been sitting here watching the clouds just basically cover Jupiter, and I've finally got a point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this run. It's already at 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and let it go for another minute, try to get 2 minutes max. I'm going to process just one video for this tutorial. I'm not going to take a whole bunch of videos and do that. Maybe another time I might show you something in WinJupos, how to do that, de-rotate images. But I'm just going to try to get one solid video here and process that only in the future in part 2 of this series. But we're already at 1:30, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to let that roll. I've got it really nice where I want it. It looks really good, so I'm excited. And I've still got a big patch of clear skies here. So once this finishes, I've got about 10 seconds left. I'm going to go ahead and then stop this video. And then I'm going to go back and check it in my gallery. And I'm going to zoom in and see what it looks like. So we're at about 2 minutes right now. So there's a 2-minute video just went by. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go into my gallery here. I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check it. And the atmosphere looks really good in there. It's not so bad. There is some atmosphere. Clarity looks really good. Seems like I got focus really good. So that's important. Just looking at it here now, it looks pretty good. So I'm actually going to back out of there, open my camera back up again, and get it aligned here again next time. And I'm going to maybe take a few more videos and just try and see if I can't get focus a little bit better. So I'm going to bring you guys in here and show you how to do that. Okay, you are now looking at a zoomed in view on my phone here. These skies have cleared. This is amazing. I'm getting extremely lucky here to get this visual in my pro video mode. And I'm not sure you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and turn the light out here. I got the red light on. Let me turn this off. Okay, so again, what I said, I've got it zoomed in here. Same ISO, same exposure as before. I haven't touched focus whatsoever. And if you're looking at it up close, hopefully you can kind of see there's quite a bit of details in there. The gas bands are quite distinct. The skies are perfectly clear in that area. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in a lot more. And you can see on my screen, I still have it set to manual focus. Now, what I can do here is I can go back into multi-focus for now. And I can go ahead and try to adjust on my OTA on the edge here and see if I can just get a little bit sharper of a focus, possibly, and then go back into my manual focus and try to adjust, fine tune here, and see I had it at a 0.6 before, drop down to a 0.5. That doesn't look so good. Maybe right around that 0.6. Now I'm going to see if I can go back to my OTA here, back to my scope focus, and maybe just try to fine tune it a little bit. Now all I'm doing, I'm using the zoom on my phone here just to try to make sure that I keep, there we go, back in the field of view. We're losing it. I'm just using the zoom only to try to find the fine details by using the zoom on my phone or using the actual focus on my phone and the focus on the OTA here. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just fine tuning it to try to get a decent looking focus and then try to adjust it here in my phone and see if I can try to find something decent. See, that 0.7 does not look good. Going back to 0.6, 0.5. Maybe that looks okay right around there. 0.6, not so great at this point. 0.5, let's go down and see if we can try to find it even better. That doesn't look so good. Down into 4 there. So somewhere around in the 5 area looks pretty decent. And if I zoom out a little and maybe try to focus that way, so I'm not so zoomed in, you can also do that. But I think that actually looks pretty decent right there where it is. And the skies still look really good. I've got a nice clear patch there. I could even try on the scope here a little bit more and see if I can just get it fine-tuned a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That actually looks pretty good. Now I'm going to zoom back in a little bit here and just work on the phone focus and see if I can get it a little bit crisper. Not too bad actually right there. That's at a 0.6. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. You can still see there's still some atmospheric turbulence rolling through there, but clarity is actually pretty good tonight. It's a little bit humid out here. There's no breeze. That looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to completely zoom out of that. I'm going to zoom out now. You're going to see that it's going to turn a little bit purple there. Now, why is it turned purple? Because the L Pro actually has a lot of blue in it. So that's why you're looking at blue color there. So now that I've got it where I want it, now I can go ahead and I can hit record here. So I'm basically, again, I'm just going to touch it and it's going to start recording. And so now that it's go ahead and it's taking the video, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to let it do its thing for a minute here. I'm not touching anything. I'm not touching the OTA, the mount, the hand controller, nothing. The phone, it's just doing its thing in video here. I want to keep the shakes away, so that's also important. We're already almost at 1 minute here. So yeah, the sky still looks great in that area. It seems like God's given me a nice parted sky here and opened it up so that I could get this video at opposition. Yeah, I'm super excited, guys. Super excited. This is great. I was kind of bummed there because the clouds were just ruining the night, but man, it has really opened up right there. And I can even see Saturn off in the corner over here. So I'm going to let this roll out for another, looks like 40 seconds here. So again, when you zoom in, you can check the atmosphere, you can check the clarity, you can check your focus, and just, it takes a little bit of practice, but you can do it. It's not too hard. The hardest part is getting everything aligned, like I said before. But once you've done that, you don't really have to touch much else. Just make sure everything is firmly tightened down. Your eyepiece is in, your diagonal is in, and make sure your phone adapter is tightened firmly. You don't want to have any shake, but you can see here I'm already at 2. So I'm going to go ahead and stop that. And boom, let's zoom back. Oh, that's going to go out of view there. So I'm going to grab the hand controller here. And as I zoom in here, I'm going to show you guys what we were doing. So there is Jupiter zoomed in on my phone at a 6.7 times zoom. Now, it's a good idea to always check your focus because you just never know what temperature changes bring. So focus still looks the same as I said it before. Yeah, even in 2 minutes, focus can change. Something on your OTA can change, something in your phone can change. So it's always good to go ahead and check that. Now, I'm going to see if I can get a little bit more different focus here. Looks like we are going out of view there when I touch telescope focus. Let me get back in there. All right, so try to see if I can get a little bit more fine-tuned here on the focus. Now remember, when you're checking focus, I'm using an SCT here, so after I touch it just a little bit, I have to let it calm down. Let the mirror calm down. Okay, that looks just about kind of like where I had it. Now if I come in here and check the focus again, that looks a little bit different than where I had it. Now it's at a 0.4, and that actually looks a little bit better. So you can see zoomed in, you're trying to find those details. You're trying to find that crispness in the image. So now that I've got it like this, again, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out all the way down to no zoom, and I'm going to let that settle. Put my hand controller back in the holder, and I've still got a beautiful sky. And again, guys, I'm going to go ahead and take another video. This time I'm going to try maybe just a minute and see what happens. Alright guys, so I hope this was really helpful here, showing you how to do this. This is how I do it in my pro video mode, and I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus. I'm very fortunate to have this pro mode where I can adjust the ISO and the speed and the focus manually. White balance if I want to. That is also important. So I hope you guys have something, a phone that you can use pro video mode. If you don't, you might be able to find an app out there that you can use, but there's a lot of different things available. All right, well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night. It's starting to get a little cold out, and some of the clouds are starting to push back through, and I was fortunate enough to get this on video, Jupiter opposition 2022. It still looks good. I've got a nice patch of clear here, but the clouds are rolling in. So I think I'm gonna call it a night and go get home into a hot shower. But looking back at some of the videos I've gotten tonight, they look great and they look promising. Hopefully in post-processing, I can get something good out of them. Now, some key takeaways from tonight. One is make sure alignment of your phone to the eyepiece. Whatever phone adapter you use, that's important. I use the NextYZ by Celestron because it gives me 3-axis adjustable, and that is very important. A lot of phone adapters don't have that. Now, it does take some getting used to, but once you get that aligned, make sure you use the zoom like I did. That is great, to use your phone zoom to zoom in so you can see those fine details and you can work on that focus. Now, I also use the focus on my phone. So first thing I did was focus on the scope, zoom in, find focus, manual on the phone, and that worked great. And I'm still looking at it now, and the details still look great. So those are important. Next thing is having a good atmosphere. If the atmosphere is bad and the waves are ripping across your planet, you're going to get a blurry image. Next, if you have good sky clarity, you're going to resolve those details. That is really important, because if you don't have clarity, you can't get these types of details on here. So those are really important factors, and make sure you image the planet at the highest point you can. The higher, the better. The less atmospheric turbulence you're going to deal with. Get away from the house lights, get away from the city lights if you can. I'm in a nice dark area here, so that's very important. Those are things to remember. Details, 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 and just practice, practice, practice. You know, not everybody has an Edge 8 like I do, and not everybody has a Galaxy S10 like I do. So whatever you have, use it, enjoy it. Whatever phone you have, hopefully you have pro video mode in that, and you can adjust your ISO and exposure and your manual balance like I did tonight. But just remember, go outside, have fun. Be happy to be under the stars, enjoying smartphone Astro, and don't let anybody tell you that smartphone Astro is a waste. You can do it. because everybody has a phone, and a lot of people have telescopes, and they want to learn how to take pictures of the planets, the moon, and you can use everything you've learned here tonight for Jupiter, Saturn, the moon, Mars, all of the planets. The only ones you're going to have a tough time with are the really tiny ones, Uranus, Neptune. Those are extremely small and hard to get on your phone, but it can be done under the right conditions. So those are important takeaways, guys. I hope that was all helpful. Please, any questions, comments, please go ahead and put them in the comments below. Like this video, follow me, and I appreciate everybody who has joined this channel, who's followed this channel. A lot of people interested in smartphone astro. I'm stoked that you all are here. I'm stoked that I can bring this kind of stuff to you guys because I love doing this. This is something that I've done a lot of practice with over the years, and pretty much anybody can do this. Again, there are important pieces to have. You don't have to have a tracking mount. You can let it go through the screen. You can get video that way. That works as well. But remember, aperture is king. Focal length is king. That's going to get you closer to the planet, get you the finer details. So if you have that, by all means, utilize it. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to call it quits here. Again, I appreciate everybody out there following this channel. Look forward to some more videos now that fall has arrived. Hopefully do one on Mars as well, because I love Mars. Actually, I love all the planets. My favorite is Saturn, and I may try to do one of those again while the planets are still high enough. So look for those videos to come. There's another series, a galaxy imaging series, and some nebulas, and I got all kinds of stuff planned. So look for those videos, guys. Thanks again for watching. Clear skies to you all, and we'll see y'all soon. Take care.